I would like to extend a warm welcome to members of the Council and officers and members of the public and press in attendance at this Council meeting of the 8th of July 2024. Welcome to those who may be watching the meeting live on YouTube. Yoo-hoo. I am Councillor David Hawkins, Chairman of the Council. Please note that this meeting is being broadcasted live on the Council website and on YouTube. I will remind availability for a minimum of 12 months. Please switch any mobile devices, including laptops, to a silent setting for the duration of the meeting. If the fire alarm rings, please can everyone leave the room immediately and use the nearest sign for fire exit. Please go to the fire assembly point, which is located at the bottom of the car park by the garages. Apologies, Chief Executive.
Thank you. Apologies for absence have been received from Councillors Hartsman, Heron, Miller, Murray, Parker, Thierry and Tungate. Are there any other apologies? Councillor Rackham.
Councillor Mbala as well, Patrick.
Councillor Richards.
Councillor Millington.
Thank you.
Do members agree the minutes of the annual meeting held on the 13th of May 2024 as a correct record?
Agreed.
Item 2 on the agenda. Are there any declarations of interest in connection with an agenda item for this meeting? Superb. My announcements on item 3. Members, I am very pleased to announce that my chosen charity for the year will be the Hampshire and Isle of Wight Air Ambulance. Through the support of donations, the charity brings exceptional critical care to the people of Hampshire and the Isle of Wight. Since their first life-saving flight in July 2007, they have used several helicopter models, with the current model capable of being anywhere across Hampshire within 15 minutes. One of the things that was my criteria was I wanted to make sure that everybody, every human person, no matter what age, would benefit from this charity, and this is where I plumped for this one. So hopefully when we have any fundraising, you'll dig deep into your pockets. Thank you. D-Day 80. Chair. Members, I was honoured to raise the D-Day 80 flag at Appletree Court on the 6th of June, accompanied by the leader of the council, vice chairman and armed forces champion and political group representatives. Most importantly, we were delighted to welcome local military representatives as well as our own NFDC staff veterans to be in attendance. The occasion gave us pause to remember that we must never forget the selflessness, sacrifice and the courage of the heroes who fought against all odds to liberate Europe 80 years ago, to secure the freedom we all enjoy today. With the support of the Vice Chairman, I was also able to represent the Council at the D-Day 80 events in Christchurch, Branscore, Basingstoke and Exbury. In particular, I attended the unveiling ceremony of a collaborative sculpture commemorating the 80th anniversary D-Day in Exbury. This was honouring the Women's Royal Navy service and mothers and daughters and families who were left on the shores bidding farewell to their loved ones. This ceremony also included the Royal Navy tossing the oars, salute, and the Royal Air Force fly past. Very impressive, Indeed, that was. Armed Forces Day. Alongside the Vice Chair, the Armed Forces Chairman, I raised the Armed Forces Day flag on the 24th of June in recognition of the men and women who made up the Armed Forces community, from the current serving personnel to service families, veterans and cadets. My thanks to the Vice Chair, who also attended the Forley Armed Forces Day at Gangmerley Recreation and Community Centre. Further engagements. Members, I was pleased to attend a range of annual mayor-making events across Basingstoke, Winchester, Southampton and Portsmouth in May and June. I thoroughly enjoyed attending Ashley Junior School on the 21st of May to receive presentations from the Year 6 children on recycling, which was extremely informative and interesting. And I've never known a group of children to be so quiet. As soon as I spoke, there wasn't you could hear a pin drop. Fantastic. The teacher said to me afterwards, "How did you do that?" So, fantastic. My many thanks to the Armed Forces Champion, Councillor Reid, who laid a wreath on behalf of NFDC at the New Forest Airfields Memorial Brandscourt, recognising you as Memorial Day. They also attended Duke and Vedera Gold Awards in the Great Hall in Winchester. That was fantastic, and it was all young people of our society, which is really good to see that, you know, they're still out there doing things for the community. Great. And also, I was at civic service on Sunday in Christchurch. And finally, my thanks to the Vice Chairman who attended the launch event for the Solent Mines strategy on the 20th of June, which facilitated the discussions with volunteers and their men's shed section, and for the attending of the annual review and AGM of Hampshire Scouts on the 30th of June. So you can see we haven't been hanging about. Item 4, Leader's announcement. Leader of the Council, do you have any announcements?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, I do. I'd like to give my sincere and personal thanks to all staff who helped out, whether that meant staff who prepared over 25,000 postal votes, working in a polling station, working through the night at the count, and providing cover so council services could continue as usual. Thank you to everyone. You made it not necessarily an enjoyable event, but a very professionally run event. Thank you. Today, we've released our tenant satisfaction measure results relating to perception surveys undertaken in late summer 2023 and January this year, and performance data collected over the 23-24 financial year. I'm delighted with how satisfied our tenants are with the Housing Landlord Service, with our tenants scoring us an overall satisfaction rating of 81%. Further and fuller information will be presented to the Overview and Scrutiny Panel later this month. The New Forest Show is taking place later this month and the first day of August. Our theme this year will showcase our new corporate plan and celebrate 50 years of New Forest District Council. Our latest tool to combat littering will also be in situ at the show before going on tour to tour the district as part of our Look Out for the New Forest campaign. Changing Places. Our 2 new Changing Places toilets are now open and fully operational in Brockenhurst and Ringwood, providing much needed facilities for those in our communities who require extra space and support when needing to use public convenience facilities. And finally, my passion, I'm pleased to confirm that work has commenced on St George's Hall in Cowshot. works that will significantly rejuvenate this facility for the good of Calshot residents, the broader community and users of the Calshot Cemetery. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader. We now go to item 5, which is the Ringwood Neighbourhood Development Plan referendum. Councillor Tipp, as portfolio holder, will you move the recommendations of this report in the supplementary council agenda, please?
Delighted to do so, Chairman. It was a very good result, I thought. Excellent turnout. I wonder if the general election might have helped a bit. But then, nevertheless, I think it's going to be a great benefit to the people of Ringwood. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Can I ask Councillor Davis, will you second?
Happy to second. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much indeed. Members, this is now open to debate. Does any member wish to speak on this item? Councillor Hayward.
Thank you, Chair. Can I declare an interest as the chair of the Ringwood Neighbourhood Plan Steering Group? And all that I would like to say at this stage, because many things have been said, it is a very, very good plan. I think that that this council and other authorities have seen the benefits of the plan, so thank you. I can see now that the people of Ringwood can see the benefits of the plan. I think, I haven't done the research for this, but I think, thanks to the general election turnout, as Councillor Tipp mentioned, that this neighbourhood plan probably has relatively one of the biggest democratic mandates of any neighbourhood plan in the country. So thank you very much to the people of Ringwood. It is a good plan.
Yes, Councillor.
Yeah, I'll do that one. I'm very
I
much.
didn't realise you were Hilary Brand.
Councillor Davies.
It's not working.
It's
Oh,
this
right.
side isn't working. I'll switch places in a minute for my question. Yeah, I'm very much pleased to see the neighbourhood plan. There we go. Can I can switch? There we go. Right, I'm now me. I'm very pleased with the neighbourhood plan referendum passing. It has a fantastic mandate. I think there were a lot of spoilt ballots, let's be honest, but that was probably because most people who were voting in a general election probably didn't quite realise what a neighbourhood plan is. But generally speaking, the response from people in Ringwood has been fantastic. It's a very good neighbourhood plan, and I know Lymington and Pennington will be looking to see how it progresses, because we've got a very similar neighbourhood plan coming up, and I'm very pleased to put it forward.
Thank you. Councillor Ribbonsman.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, this is the culmination of a lot of hard work by a considerable number of people in Ringwood, not just officers, but members of the public in particular, ex-councillors and things, people like that, have made this happen. I think their reward was the fact that the planner who was overseeing this described it as a very good plan. His complaints, or shall we say changes, were minimal, which means the quality of the plan was top drawer. And I think the people of Ringwood have expressed their opinion. As a side note, I did actually ask early on in this process whether, with the forthcoming election, which at the time was unannounced, that this couldn't be held at the same time as the general election, so we could ensure the turnout. But I was told by officers that was trusting it too far. So I did have words with my old ex-mate, Rishi Sunak, and fortunately we had the general election on the same day. So as said, I think it's probably one of the highest turnouts ever for a neighbourhood plan.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Councillor White.
Thank you, Chairman. Hythe and Dibden were the first New Forest community to have plans such as this. I'm very glad to see that other communities are following lead, and I think it's to the benefit of all New Forest residents to have a local plan, and I would encourage all areas to look at it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We can move on now. Councillor Tipp, would you like to respond to any debate?
I don't really have anything further to add. I think my colleagues have expressed it all extremely well.
Thank you very much, councillor. Right, now we go to a vote. All those in favour, please indicate.
That's unanimous, Chairman.
Superb, well done. Agenda item 6, question. First question is from councillor Jack Davis to,
Just need to read the bit about the question.
sorry, did I have to, I skipped. Okay. Sorry, I'm ahead of myself. Members, there are 5 questions. A reminder that any member asking questions who is not in attendance will have their question dealt with in a writing. In the absence of Councillor Heron, question 3 will be dealt with in writing. Each question shall be put and answered without discussion. Each reply should be no longer than 3 minutes. I will invite each member who has asked a question, if they have one supplementary question arising from the answer, which should be dealt with in maximum of 2 minutes. Right. On to the question. First question, Councillor Jack Davis to the portfolio holder for housing and homelessness, Councillor Steve Davis.
Good evening. The Liberal Democrat manifesto commitment to allow local authorities to opt out of right to buy was a popular policy with local people. Will the portfolio holder write to the new Secretary of State, which I believe is Angela Rayner, and ask for right to buy to be stopped in the New Forest?
Councillor Davis, thank you for your question. First of all, an apology from me. I didn't get round to reading your manifesto, so I missed that bit. As my fellow members will know, this administration wholeheartedly supports creating a variety of opportunities for those of our residents who aspire to own their own homes, but need a small hand up to help. Our housing development programme has so far delivered 7 homes for shared ownership, with 8 more in the pipeline, whilst up to 30 first homes are now in the approved development pipeline for our strategic sites. The right to buy has supported 69 New Forest residents in the past 3.5 years. And the receipts we received from those have helped with some grant funding, have been used by the council to reinvest in providing an additional 62 social housing units in the areas where applicants need. This year, we'll also invest up to £18 million in delivering additional affordable housing, and the latest corporate plan, 2024-28, continues this administration's significant commitment to developing more affordable housing in all its forms across the district. In my opinion, if a tenant is fortunate enough to be able to take on the commitment of owning their home, it is a fundamental belief of mine that they should be given every opportunity to succeed. So I suppose a simple answer to your question is no. But it'd be remiss of me not to also mention the fact that our new Secretary of State for Levelling Up Housing and Communities has herself taken advantage of right to buy. So I think it would be unkind for her not to continue to support this in government.
Councillor, have you got any supplementary question?
I do. Since right to buy came in the 1980s, we've lost 45% of our council housing stock in the New Forest. The last figure that I had was down from 9,257 in 1980 to 5,134 in 2020. That was the last time I asked. Do you know the figure of housing stock that we have at the moment?
My understanding is that we have just over 5,200 with I think we're probably looking at about 300 more over the next 3 years. But I wouldn't swear to those numbers, but that's about right, I think.
Could you make sure that I'm provided with the exact number when you get a chance?
I will give you the exact number as soon as I can find the exact number.
Thank you. We move on to question 2 from Councillor Malcolm Wade to the portfolio holder for community safety and well-being. Councillor Dan Ball.
Thank you, Chairman. Dibden Golf Club is celebrating its 50th year anniversary this year. Why is New Forest District Council not celebrating the opening of this facility which it provided, nor working with the club and members to help them celebrate this event?
Thank you for your question. As Councillor Wade is aware, the District Council in its entirety is celebrating its 50th birthday this year, and this will be central to our theme for the upcoming New Forest show, as the leader has announced. Whilst it's impossible for us to hold an individual recognition event for every asset or facility in the celebrations, I'm very pleased to let the councillor know that I'm attending the golf centre on Friday morning this week to visit and try out the new golf simulator facility very recently installed and opened as a result of the successful partnership we have with My Time Active. I would of course welcome the opportunity to attend a further celebration if invited by the club.
Thank you. Councillor, have you got a second, Andre?
Yes, Chairman, thank you. One only had to see last Thursday what happens when Conservative politicians lose touch with what the elected.
I think
The question is,
we mustn't
I would
go into
encourage you
politics.
to
Come on.
revisit this council. I would request that this council revisits the decision not to engage with the members of the club and help them celebrate it in a more positive way.
I would just add that I'll be there on Friday and I'll be glad to have conversations with them about any celebration they may wish to have. We do have very regular quarterly meetings with them and we have a good, strong relationship, but I'll be only glad to hear if they wish to organise an event and I'll be there to help celebrate.
Thank you. If there's any golfers here, we can go down as a group. Can't we? Fantastic. Right. We'll go to question 4 from Councillor 3.
Councillor Heron's not here.
He's not. Councillor 3.
Yeah, it's not.
Jeremy's not here.
No, but you still need to tell them you're not.
Okay, fine. I thought because he wasn't here, we didn't need to read.
You can just say councillor, question 3 will receive a written answer.
Okay. Councillor 3 from Mark Clark to portfolio holder for Finance and Corporate, Jeremy Heron. He's not here, so he will reply to you in a short while, hopefully. Question 4. Alex Wade is not here, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. You're hiding in the back row.
I'm behind David Harrison, so we always get hidden, don't we?
Yeah, it's very overwhelming, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a height joke. So, thank you, Chairman. Is it not unreasonable for parish and town councils to suddenly have to find an extra approximately 30k for tree works provision because NFDC deems it reasonable to raise its tree contracting prices quite significantly, especially following councils setting their budget for financial year 24-25 in January at the request of NFDC? Thank you.
Can I pass this on to Councillor Geoffrey Bluntland, please?
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you for the question. We have been engaging with parish and town councils since July of last year on the fact we were retendering our tree works contract alongside Test Valley District Council. It was clear from all those who engaged positively in that discussion that inflationary pressure would likely mean an increase to the cost of this work. The District Council has incurred the same inflationary pressures and is having to manage its budgets and priorities accordingly. Town and parish councils are not obliged to use the contractors we have procured. It is merely an option that is available to them to help them benefit from the economies of scale. Equally, there was an option to procure their own alternative contract solution. The suggestion that it is somehow the District Council that has directly passed on the cost to parish and town councils is factually incorrect. I would be happy for our senior officer team to bring Councillor Wade up to date on the facts on the same basis which we have already been shared with the chair and the clerk of the parish council, to which I suspect he refers.
Have you got a supplementary, Councillor White?
Thank you for that. And I'm sure Councillor Budden is aware that the current relationship brings with it the skills and the knowledge and the safety on tree management, which is why parish and town councils have worked with NFDC rather than going elsewhere. But what I would ask him is that this council wants to focus on developing partnership working with parish and town councils, such as those you and I are both members of, which is to be commended. But with the tree costs rising and the bin collection charges rising, how can we persuade parish and town councils this relationship isn't one way?
I think that has been clearly demonstrated because we have worked with town and parish councils, and on this contract, they have the ability to have the lowest price possible because the economies of scale that we've been able to procure. But equally, the town and parish councils are at liberty to do their own thing if they believe they can get a better deal.
Thank you very much. Question 5 from Councillor Wade to the leader, Councillor Cleary. Councillor.
Thank you, Chairman. As NFDC celebrates its 50th year, and we are from the back of a general election where there did seem to be some frustration and apathy around those who are voting, what efforts are being made to engage New Forest residents to learn more about what an NFDC does and become more involved in the democratic process? And do you agree that despite it not being unique to the New Forest, to be fair, the voter turnout for local elections suggests there is more we can all do?
Councillor Cleary.
Thank you for your question, Alex. Members will be aware that as part of this council's 50-year milestone, we have brought together 50 facts, using each of the numbers 1 to 50 to illustrate the breadth of activity we are involved in. A really creative and informative piece of work to engage and inform our residents in what this council does. On the NFDC website, many of the facts within the list are accompanied by a link to find out more and signpost residents to services and support. A 50 years of NFDC video, alongside an audio clip narrated by me as leader, gives a snapshot of some of those important aspects of local life we are involved in, and which could be of real benefit to our residents. The 50 list will also feature at our stand at this year's New Forest show. Members may be aware that to mark our 50 years, a local sculptor is carving a commemorative design into the cedar tree stump at Appletree Court, a tree which unfortunately was felled in 23 due to safety concerns with the root structure. The design will be a visual representation of our work to support our district, both over the last 50 years and into the future. The remaining logs are also going to be carved into decorative seating for staff and visitors. Becoming involved in the democratic process and encouraging local people to vote is something we can all play our part in promoting. The council does promote campaigns such as Become a Councillor and Be a Councillor campaigns run by the National Association of Local Councils and the Local Government Association, respectively. Our key communications channels, including social media, our residents' emails, and work with local media outlets, also play an important part in encouraging people to vote with informative and engaging content throughout the period leading up to the election.
Thank you, Councillor. Have you got a supplement?
Just two points. Firstly, the 50 facts is excellent. We've all seen that. That's really informative. But I would add that on what is the own first opportunity, the whole council's met for 2 months, and what should be our flagship meeting, I'm hearing people packing up their bags before 7 o'clock. We need to make this meeting more engaging. And my second point is that you might remember a few councils ago, we used to have members of local schools and colleges come into the council and have engagement events and come see meetings. And I think one of the previous portfolio holders arranged it. Is that
Councillor,
something that we can have in the
Can
future?
I stop you there?
Yeah.
It's not what we call a supplementary question. So if you haven't got a proper supplementary question.
It was, can we engage with local schools and colleges like we did historically? 'Cause
Thank you.
that's the question.
Councillor Cleary?
I will look into it, see what needs to be done, and I will get back to you on that.
Thank you. That is the finish of our questions tonight. We go on to agenda 7. Membership of committees and panels. Do the groups have any changes to make to their nominations of committee and panels? Councillor Paul.
I have none, Chairman.
Councillor Malcolm Wade.
No, thank you, Chairman.
Councillor Armstrong.
None from the independent group, Chairman.
Councillor Richards.
No, thank you.
Item 8. Any other items which the chairman decides are urgent? There are none. Good evening and thank you very much for coming today.